Bitcoin just came within inches of $120,000. If you've been watching the channel, I have been vocally bearish over the past couple days and weeks because I did not believe that 108K was the low, as we left a lot of liquidity to the downside. In today's video, we'll be talking about whether or not this is completely over and I completely give up on this thesis, or if there's something else brewing in the market. If you enjoy the content, make sure to smash that like button and subscribe. Without further ado, let's jump right into the video. So first things first, taking a look at the Bitcoin price action, what everyone has been waiting for. And yes, I am posting a video today because I know that some of you were messaging me on Telegram saying, hey man, why aren't you posting? You're wrong. Anyways, let's talk about it. So Bitcoin is now above this level, which we talked about in yesterday's video, $118,000. We got a single daily close above that level so far. For us to see continuation here, we're at the official last line in the sand, as I like to call it. The reason I say this is because you can see that this is the value area high of this previous range. If Bitcoin is able to consolidate here, then it's at that point in time where I will no longer be looking for shorts actively in this market. And speaking of shorts, that last short that I showed you in my previous videos, we ended up securing just under $100,000 in profit, with my stop loss getting hit at break even, as I shared per yesterday's video. We were only a few $100s away and Bitcoin just broke right through there. So for me to flip full bull mode and no longer look for active shorts in this market, I really want to see Bitcoin start closing above here and continue to get daily closes above $118,000, because as I showed you and as we discussed, we needed multiple daily closes. Right now we got one, and in today's candle it's looking pretty damn good, if I say so myself. Now, what some of you fail to realize here is that I stand to benefit much more if Bitcoin goes up. As I've shared time and time again, my spot portfolio is much bigger than my trading portfolio. What I typically address on this channel is more about trading probabilities and how I am operating from a trading perspective. I will let you know if anything changes with my spot portfolio, but right now I'm comfy in my Bitcoin spot because, as you can see here, Bitcoin dominance is also continuing to increase. I'm still in my Bitcoin dominance long trade. And if we take a look at the Bitcoin dominance chart, you can see here that despite the fact that we got this nice bounce for Bitcoin and maybe some altcoins are bouncing, overall Bitcoin dominance continues to show a lot of strength here. We bounced from the key support level, which we outlined, and it's still my base case that Bitcoin dominance will be leading the way in October. And I also think that October will be ending a green month, as I outlined in my previous videos. But we are starting off the month with absolute explosiveness here. There is a cause for concern that I need to make you aware of. We are currently flirting at this level, the value area high. But if we take a look at one of my favorite maps, remember the condition that I gave you when we want to start getting worried. That is the fact that on this Bitcoin exchange liquidation map, there is approximately 4 times more cumulative long liquidation leverage in the market compared to cumulative short liquidation leverage in the market. And so this is why I'm still leaning for a little bit of a pullback here. You can see that everyone is now aping into longs. Maybe they're going ahead and baiting the longs before we come back down, grab that liquidity, and then we go back up. This is very, very concerning in my opinion, and it seems like it's only increasing. Keep in mind, this is the 30-day time frame. And just to give you the numbers on the right here, 4.27 billion worth of cumulative short liquidation leverage if Bitcoin is to hit past new all-time highs, $132,000. And if Bitcoin were to go down here to $100,000, that amounts to 18.28 billion worth of cumulative long liquidation leverage. All I'm saying right here is you don't want to be max bullish. Keep in mind here that the trajectory that we've been outlining on the channel has been largely correct at this point. You can see here that from the lows, we went up, then we went down, and I was actually expecting us to tap into this liquidity, but you can see that this has been a very, very aggressive move to the start of October. And if we take a look at these spot ETFs here, you can see that yesterday we got just under 700 million worth of inflows going into this October. And we also have the fact that $3.6 trillion JP Morgan said that Bitcoin is undervalued compared to gold, suggesting Bitcoin could reach $165,000. Now, if you've been watching the channel, you know that I don't actually think that this is likely. I think that Bitcoin will likely top between 130 up to potentially 160, but even 160 is relatively optimistic in my opinion. And as Bitcoin continues to pump, we can also see that the fear and greed index is starting to go back into greed as more and more people start to pile into longs here. And we also have the fact that the stock market continues to make history, all-time high after all-time high after all-time high. Naturally, this rolls over into crypto. And because the US government shut down, the Labor Department actually confirmed today that the jobless claims data will not be released. That amongst many other data points, which we do have non-farm payrolls, a super critical one, CPI and PPI. We also have the unemployment trends index, GDP data, and so much more. But I know what you're here for mainly, and that is Bitcoin. I know. Bitcoin is now just below $120,000. As I shared so many times, happy in my spot, and I want to see Bitcoin climb higher from that kind of positioning. But from my trade's perspective, my most recent short did get stopped out at break even, as I talked about at the beginning of this video, but we secured some nice profits irrespective of that. The question is, will Bitcoin just make a brand new all-time high from here? I want to see us confirm above the value area high. And we also are on our way there because we got one daily close thus far above $118,000. We start holding above there, it's at that point in time that I will no longer be looking for shorts in this market and only looking for bullish retests for continuation higher. I hope that makes sense. I am ultimately a trader, and that's how I approach this market. Happy with the longs from the bottom, happy with the short from around this region, but I cannot lie, not tapping into these lows really did catch me by surprise. If Bitcoin is going to reject now, it would be from around this region. We do look relatively overextended. However, if we start to confirm above the value area high, above $118,000 on multiple daily closes, as I've said, then I would look for a retest a little bit lower to enter a long targeting brand new all-time highs. And that sums up today's video. Bitcoin tapped into $120,000, which was not within my own personal expectations here. That being said, we want to reclaim the value area high if we are to see some stronger continuations and to make a brand new all-time high. The thing we need to consider as well, there are way more longs starting to pile into the market right now. And remember my rule of thumb, 3 to 5x, which we're currently at 4x more cumulative long liquidation leverage in the market compared to cumulative short liquidation leverage in the market. I would still be a little bit cautious here. If you enjoyed the content, make sure to smash that like button and subscribe, and I'll see you in tomorrow's video.